Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. Welcome to the post-game show. Preseason, Chelsea versus Brighton. Chelsea 4, Brighton 3. Guys, that was fun. That was fun yesterday. I was hoping to drop the this video yesterday, but as you all can see, I had too much fun at the stadium in Philadelphia, and it was one long 3 hour commute to get back home. And by the time I got home around midnight, I mean, that was pretty much it. I was just tired. So this is it, guys. Yeah, it was a wonderful game. It was good to see our boys outside on the pitch, flying around, scoring goals, making things happen. Um, However, a few um, things to take away from the game. Yesterday, I'm not going to analyze it. I mean, you guys all saw what happened in terms of they had their first goal from a set piece. Welbeck had to go from set piece. It was basically we did not defend that set piece well. Then Nkunku was fortunate. Let's be fair. The goal really should have been from Chukwuemeka, but he did not execute it well. And then the second or third bounce somehow got to Nkunku, and then he was able to pretty much flick the ball into the back of the net. Either way, we don't really care. It all counts. That made it 1-1. Second half, again, you guys saw it was a bit of a physical affair, and eventually one of their players ended up with his second yellow card, so that equals red, and they were down to 10 men. Um, Pochettino brought in more changes on top of the changes that he brought in at halftime. Um, and I think that's when he brought in Enzo and Jackson. He brought a few other chaps in as well, but those are the guys that pretty much made the difference in turning what was previously a 1-1 game into a 4-1 Chelsea lead um, through goals by mudryk. That was wonderful. That right there was just lovely to see. Teamwork. That's what you want to see. The blazing pace of Mudryk, combining with Jackson's pace and physicality. It was just like a nice 1-2 in a very tight space to release Mudryk. He didn't waste any time. Right footed strike that made it 2-1. Third goal was um, a bit of sort of struggle in the box. I think Cassidy actually had the ball in the box. He was trying to find one of our players, and he was marked in their box and lost the ball somehow and ended up at the foot of Jackson. Jackson's brain is always switched on. He's always looking for his teammate. In this case, he found Gallagher not too far away from him with just a little 2 yard pass. Gallagher just pretty much didn't have much to do. You all know Gallagher. He loves to score. So he went ahead and put and dispatched that ball in the back of their net. That made it 3-1. Fourth goal was beautiful ball over the top from uh, Cucurella all the way to Jackson. Jackson was then put through on goal. You guys all already knew he was just so calm. Finished that one in a very lovely way. That made it 4-1, and pretty much game over. That was until that's what we thought until Colwell, who otherwise was Very, very brilliant on the day. Levi Colwell, guys, we cannot sell him. It's obvious. The boy is good. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, he made a. He's just. I don't know what happened. He just kind of lost his mind in the box and fouled their player. It was. I'm just because I was in the stands, so I couldn't really see the names. I only know our players. I don't know most of their guys, so I couldn't see who actually got fouled and so on and so forth. Their guy, I think it was that their new striker, number 9, Pedro, I think it's his name. He got fouled, and I think he either he was fouled or he's the one that actually scored the PK 4-2, and then they also then had one nice late chance where they pretty much destroyed the right side of our defense. By that time, Malagusto had been removed from the game, so we had Trevor at right back, and you guys already know from last season, Trevor was destroyed at the bridge against Brighton, so it was pretty much more of the same at right back. I mean, Trevor in on central defense, okay, he's just about fine. But Trevor at right back is not an option. It's not, workable. That's the reality. And so that's pretty much what happened again. And they scored really beautiful goal that made it 4-3. And our boys just went ahead and ground out the rest of their clock. So for me, my notes from the game. Obviously, number one is always good to win because just like losing can be a habit. Winning is a habit as well. So it don't matter whether you're playing against Wrexham or whether you're playing against Brighton in in a quote unquote meaningless pre season game. If you win, you'll feel good. If you win, you always feel good. You'll feel like, okay, I can win games. Okay, maybe I can't lose. I'm not gonna lose. I'm gonna find ways to not lose the game. I'm gonna win the game. And so so those are that's a positive for Chelsea. A Chelsea team that finished 12th last year. Any win is a massive positive. And against Brighton, which is a very very good team, that was a very very big plus for Chelsea and for Pochettino and for the players. So that's number one. Then number two, consideration from last night's game is our midfield, guys. Our midfield is a mess right now. Let's be honest. I mean, obviously, if you take away Enzo, right? Take Enzo out of our midfield, we have we have nothing. That's the reality. So I don't know, like whether this 4-3 win against Brighton help us get closer to Caicedo, or did it actually hurt? Did it actually hurt us? Because everybody saw if novices like myself, sitting in the stands can watch in the pitch and see that pivot of Santos and Gallagher. It can't get us out of our half. We can't move us. We can't move. We can't move anywhere with that midfield. If we can see it, trust me, Brighton can see it. Brighton knows already. They know that we are desperate. Brighton knows that we're desperate. Know that all we have is Enzo. So I mean, they're not really stressed, right? Brighton is stressed. That's why they can sit tight and demand 100 million pounds for Caicedo. And then after watching the game last night, it's obvious that we need not one but two more experienced midfielders to complement Enzo. Enzo needs help. Like these younger players, they're good, they're talented, but they're not good enough yet to meet our top four ambition going into next season. And make no mistake about it. I know everybody's like, oh, yeah, one step at a time. If we can finish sixth. No, screw sixth, man. F6. Screw sixth. This is Chelsea. We're not about let's make Europa. No, heck no. We only have one game a week. We only got one game a week. This is the best, one of the best chances that we're gonna have in a while to actually concentrate on top four and top four alone for the whole season. And if you finish top four, then you're back in business. You're in a different class because you're back in Champions League. That's extra money. You're able to actually attract the biggest talents. And sometimes because you are Chelsea, a team with Champions League pedigree, right? And you're playing in Champions League. Guess what? Sometimes you can actually convince players to come and play for you for less money than the other clubs. And so there's a lot that's riding on the reality of our goal and as a club and ambition as a club going into this season. The reality is, okay, we have Pochettino, we have the youngest team in the league, average age and whatnot. But guys, at the end of the day, this is Chelsea FC. Let's not make any mistake. You guys saw the crowd, 65,000 capacity, and all I was seeing was Chelsea shirts. Let's be honest. I did see maybe no more than 200 Brighton shirts in the whole place. They couldn't have. If I give them credit, maybe somehow I can conjure up to 500 Brighton shirts out of 65,000 capacity. Of that 65,000, at least 50,000 were Chelsea shirts, and nobody will argue with you. Make no mistake about it, it was a home game. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is Chelsea. Chelsea is on a different level. Chelsea is on a different level, and the level is Champions League level. And we have to. The club has to just embrace. It's one thing to actually say it, but they have to embrace the reality that, listen, they need to do everything that they got to do to make sure that we finish top four. And after watching yesterday's game, my main concern is midfield. That's of course you can mention this and mention that. Raheem being Raheem, Kepa and goal, firing passes. There's a lot of little niggling issues, but those issues are not big issues. We have ways to sort out those issues. Like Raheem doesn't have to. The reality is Raheem doesn't have to start. We have other players, and if we go ahead and bring Kudus, Mohamed Kudus in from Ajax by next week. Raheem is pretty much done. Okay, he's done. So the remaining issue for Chelsea right now is not one but two experienced midfielders, and I hope that's what Todd Bowley and his people. Mr. Bowley, if you're out there listening, I was in Philly last night, and we need two more quality central midfielders. So first of all, please y'all do Ebali and Co. Please y'all do what you got to do to close the Moises Caicedo deal ASAP, and then get him one more player to work with so that we can cook. We have boys in front. Right, you guys saw Jackson. You guys saw Jackson flying around. You guys saw mudryk. Mudryk hasn't even played yet, and Nkunku. So we got boys, and we haven't even brought in Kudus yet. We have boys flying around, but those boys cannot cook without any midfield. They're not going to work with midfield. All they're going to be doing is just running around and try to help cover our fullbacks and defend. Without proper midfield platform to work. So guys, how do you feel? Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. Take care. God bless you all, and happy Sunday. Peace.